Adam West versus a reanimated brute. What more can you ask for? Punk rock horror classic Zombie Nightmare stars detective douchebag Frank Diaz, who also was in punk rock classics like Black Roses and Rock and Roll Nightmare, and our other lead, Tony, is John Tritton from Rock and Roll Nightmare. It seems a big part of the cast crew were, a huge part of the subgenre in the mid-'80s, the screenwriter also being John Fasano, who directed Roses and Nightmare as well. Tony is leaving a grocery store after saving the owner from being robbed. The group of kids are speeding down the road and run Tony over. It's a hit and run. The grocery store owner takes Tony to his mother's house. She calls a voodoo local crazy woman and she revives him. He's only alive just long enough to, enact revenge on his own death. So he heads out snapping necks at pools, beating up some chick with a baseball bat and impaling the driver with the same bat. Fun stuff like that. The real highlight of the kills is when the corner stops by. There's just something about Dean Hagapin's voice that really makes the scene worth it. Other than that, the kills are fairly basic, and some of them are a little bit forgettable, but they're fine. They do the job. Between murders, we get a very important scene to Tony get up out of the coffin. I guess he naps during the day, and then the voodoo chick just watches him or talks in that overly funny forced accent.
I cannot bring life back to you, boy.
45 minutes deep, Adam West finally wakes up from his nap in his trailer and decides to join the film. He is first billed, after all. He talks to Detective Douchebag about the case, but Frank mentioned some voodoo chick, Molly, and apparently she was near all the murders. I don't know why she would have to be near the murders, but she kind of always just ends up nearby. And West gets these big flashbacks when he hears the voodoo woman's name, and I guess the town is still reeling from an opening kill we got earlier and some weird town history. Adam makes a phone call to the fellow locals, and he warns the one kid's father, Fred, that Molly McKimby's involved. Just then, Tony shows up at Fred's house for some reason. I guess Molly sent him there or something. So he gets his neck cracked. Why he didn't shut his car door beats me. Meanwhile, the last two kids get some stashed cash and skip town. But Tony's there waiting for him, smashing heads and chasing broads. Detective Douchebag arrives at the garage, the voodoo woman closes him in there, and Tony finishes off the last chick, who was, by the way, Nanny from Lilo and Stitch and Cassandra Nova in Wayne's World. Adam West drops in on the voodoo woman, Frank follows Tony to the graveyard, and Adam West is ready to end this shit. He lights up Tony, and Molly does some weird voodoo bullshit after they talk about some plans of a prequel or something, so he shoots the shit out of her too, because fuck yeah, why not? And, I guess he's gonna kill Frank now? Yeah, Crazy Mayor West turns on his buddy because plot or something. Poor West pleads with Frank to kill him. He's this random zombie, drags him to hell. Fuck yeah, what an ending. Note to self, never mess with a crazy voodoo woman. The film is more of a voodoo slasher than a zombie flick, sort of a precursor I Know He Did Last Summer more than anything, and Adam West is a huge highlight of the film, of course he is, and you can tell he does not give a single fuck about shooting. So much so, he was only on set for 2 days, which I guess makes sense why the first billed actor isn't in the film until after the 45-minute mark. His death in the film is just as random as his involvement. I guess before he shot Molly, she conjured some dead dude from the prequel that'll never happen, and I guess he knew Adam West and drug him to hell. I don't know. It was badass, though, and the best way this thing could have ended. The other kills are pretty mediocre at best. I do wish the baseball bat and impaling kill would have been a bit better, but what are you gonna do? Fitting the punk rock horror subgenre, we get a badass soundtrack, including a song by Motorhead.
Cool. Oh, this is from the new Sinatra album. Every zombie nightmare I have, I'm naked at a hockey game.
One thing I didn't know until after watching the film is half of its cold status is thanks to MST3K, with it being bred seemingly for those guys that bred its the riff apart. It was worth the watch, though. It's not the most impactful or exciting slasher of the era, but it's pretty good, and it's got a fun aesthetic to it, a fun soundtrack, an ex-porn producer, voodoo tongues, a random second zombie, and fucking Batman.
Murder's a whole new ballgame. Otherwise, they'll make this guy a serial killer or a goddamn vigilante savior.
Nice to see you could make it to the clam bake.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you're not already, drop a little subscription down below. Make sure you stay tuned because every day in the month of October, I'm dropping a different horror movie review. I believe they come at 7 a.m. Eastern time. And so keep an eye out for that. And then every other week throughout October, there's a bonus comic video still coming up. I still want to make sure there's still some combo content on the channel. And then throughout the rest of the year, there's combo content every single week, 1 to 2 times a week. Plus, I do the YouTube Shorts where I post stuff on there every day. I got the Instagram, I got the Facebook, I got the Facebook group Fandoms Unleashed where you get a behind-the-scenes look at the whole channel, everything, Connor's Comics, the whole company, all that kind of stuff. So all that is linked down in the description below. And again, make sure you subscribe. Keep an eye out for updating daily videos. And until next time, peace.